Hello guys, my name is Justin Adams, and welcome to Jay's Days. Or should I say, welcome back to my 25 Days of Christmas Movies. This is the time where I handpick certain Christmas movies, and I talk about them, critique them, and I recommend whether they'll be worth your time or not. Today's movie is a movie that I liked as a kid, but I rewatched it now, and it is a very disappointing movie. It's Fred Claus. Now, before we get started, I think that Vince Vaughn is underrated. He can be annoying, but I think that he is an underrated guy. I think that he can be charming, and I think movies like Delivery Man and Unfinished Business, I think those are two Vince Vaughn movies that kind of got overlooked. I understand what people think about Unfinished Business. I agree, the family aspect, very, very unneeded. But the stuff with the guys isn't bad. But Vince Vaughn is good in both movies because he's now being aware that this fast talking thing is not working out anymore. And so now he's restraining himself. And now that he's restraining himself, people are bashing him now more than ever. So I am going back to his roots, and now I am reviewing Fred Claus. Now, when this movie came out, I thought that this movie was great. I thought this movie was hilarious. Because I had a major Vince Vaughn boner when I was young. When I saw Wedding Crashers at Old School, I was like, this dude is gonna be great. And Fred Claus came out, and I was a kid, so I liked it as a kid. I thought that it was entertaining. Watching it now, the movie is not good at all. I mean, like, not good at all. From the beginning to the end, the movie just is not good. The movie is directed by David Dobkin, who did Wedding Crashers and recently The Judge, the movie that gave Robert Duvall an Oscar nomination, and Robert Downey Jr. was in it also. Also, the movie is written by Dan Fogelman. Now, this is why I think the movie failed. Dan Fogelman has the tendency of having a really, really good story. Having a good story and then just not going anywhere with it. Instead, just schmaltzing it up. It's a really good premise. A guy who is Santa Claus's older brother. He doesn't like Santa. He wants to not be associated with him. He hasn't seen him in a long time. Now he is forced to go work with him in order to build the bail that Santa had to spend on him. That's a good premise going on there. But first major problem of this movie, they waste a great actor like Paul Giamantti as Santa Claus. He brings something as Santa. Whenever I see him on screen as Santa Claus, I giggle. I laugh because he is a good Santa Claus. I can see him as Santa. But the problem is, the movie gave him an eating disorder. Yeah, that's right. Mrs. Claus doesn't want him eating too much. What? Is that supposed to be funny? Because I don't find it funny. I just find it to be a poor writing choice, just to be original. And believe it or not, this is not the first movie that has done that joke. I think this movie would have been a lot funnier and a lot edgier if it took a PG-13 rating or an R rating. They could have had a lot of funny stuff happening, but this movie just fails to do that. It goes to schmaltz, man. It goes to Schmaltzville very, very fast. Another thing that I'm really confused about is Kevin Spacey is in this. And I don't know why he's in this. I really don't know why, because he is a character that, again, could have been something cool, could have been something funny, could have been something original, but instead they play it out like it's this big, huge, dramatic moment. Like, Santa's gonna lose his job. But that's funny! Santa's gonna lose his job? Santa's gonna get fired? I think that's a premise that could have been really funny, but it's like the music and stuff, it's all like, do, Christmas, 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 and then Kevin Spacey comes on. Right when Kevin Spacey's on screen, Inception. Think of Inception music. It's like, boom. There is no tone anymore once Kevin Spacey's character comes along, because now it's like this drama between Santa and his brother. Who wants to see a family drama between Santa and his brother? Let me tell you, nobody. So they decided to market this as a family comedy. It's just like, I find this to be a very, very boring movie. And I think the only reason why I liked it as a kid was because I had the Vince Vaughn boner. I think that just Vince Vaughn had a thing going for me for a while. Actually, his character is kind of a dick. Like, you sympathize with him for a little bit, but then the way that he acts and the way that Vince Vaughn, you can tell he's just like riffing, it doesn't really work out. But Paul Giamantti, man, just what a waste. He's good. Paul Giamantti is good. I think that he looks really, really good as Santa. But there isn't any Santa Claus in this movie. Whenever we get Santa Claus, he's either getting yelled at by his wife because he has an eating disorder now, or he is getting scared shitless by Kevin Spacey's character. And it's just two subplots that aren't funny, and it's not something that I would like to see Paul Giamantti as Santa Claus do. The third act, yo, it's crazy bad. It's crazy bad. They try being a movie that it's not, and that's the biggest failure of it. It tries to be dramatic, it tries to be sad, it tries to actually like say something, and at that point it's like, dude, don't. The movie is really bipolar. It at first is a holly jolly Christmas movie, and then it's like a funny sibling rivalry comedy, and then it's a drama, and it doesn't blend well. It literally made me almost fall asleep like 3 times, but I was just like, I had to keep myself up, and then it played this really slow song, and it made it even worse. Like, it really made me like, I can do this, I can wake up. Overall, this movie falls flat. It doesn't know if it wants to be a comedy, it doesn't know if it wants to be a drama, it doesn't know what it wants to be at all. But whatever the hell it is, it's something that we did not want from a story that's as clever as Santa's brother. I want another movie to do this, but to tackle it in a more adult way, to make it like PG-13, or to make it maybe even R. Alright guys, that's what I thought about Fred Claus. What do you guys think about it? Do you guys like it, or do you guys hate it because as a brother using his brother so he can get money? That's just wrong and cruel. Love your brothers, guys. Guys, if you want, you can follow me on Twitter at @I'mJust_420. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. Please subscribe, like, comment, blah blah blah. Yes. Boom.